Hello and welcome to Nurture Academy. Today we are going to learn the application of valence shell electron pair repulsion theory to determine the shape of the molecule and also to figure out whether the molecule has permanent dipole moment or not. So let's learn some of the tricks. For example, if I have given this kind of molecule, beryllium dichloride, first thing I need to figure out is who is central atom. Central atom in this molecule is beryllium. I know the atomic number of beryllium is 4, so I will write its electronic configuration 2, 2. Now there are 2 chlorines, so definitely it will make 2 bonds with these 2 chlorines. That means bond pair, number of bonds is 2. Now 2 minus 2, outer electrons were 2, 2 minus 2 is equal to 0. So this molecule has 0 lone pair. That means it is AB2 type of molecule. Whenever I have AB2 type of molecule, the geometry of this type of molecule is linear. As you can see here, if this is beryllium, this is one chlorine, this is another chlorine. Even though there is charge distribution because chlorine is more electronegative than beryllium, but due to dipole moment being a vector quantity, this vector and this vector, they are equal but they are at an angle of 180 degree. So if I put the formula for resultant of 2 vectors, I will get the answer dipole moment to be 0. Next molecule we are going to learn is BF3. Same way, central atom is boron. I'll write its electronic configuration 2 and 3. There are 3 fluorines, so it will form definitely 3 bond pair, and 3 minus 3 is equal to 0. So it will form 0 lone pair. Now second thing we want to figure out is that whether this molecule has dipole moment or not. So this is AB3 type of molecule. AB3 type of molecule will have trigonal planar symmetry. Trigonal planar means if I keep this shape on this thing, the whole shape is in one plane, and if hypothetically you try to join this end, this end and this end, you will have one triangle. That is why the name of the shape is trigonal planar, one triangle in one plane. So this will be central atom boron, fluorine, fluorine and fluorine. Now if you try to put vector formula, each angle will be 120 degree. So first you will find vector sum of this vector and this vector. Its resultant will be in this direction. And now if you see this resultant and this vector, they are same and they are at an angle of 180 degree. So again the net sum of the dipole moment will come out to be equal to 0. That means we can also conclude that symmetrical molecule like BF3 which are planar, they also have 0 dipole moment. Next molecule we are going to learn is methane. Central atom carbon, electronic configuration 2 and 4. There are 4 hydrogens, so number of bond pairs are 4 and number of lone pairs are 4 minus 4, 0. That means it is AB4 type of molecule. The shape of AB4 type of molecule is always tetrahedral with an bond angle of 109.5 degrees. Now many a times we will have some kind of thing understanding problem in tetrahedral shape. Actually a tetrahedral shape can be 2 V's. You can see these green color pencils, they are making one V, and these blue color pencils, they are making another V. So this V is actually perpendicular to this V. But if I rotate this molecule, now you can see 3 atoms form a pyramidal shape in the plane and 1 atom is here. So while drawing for convenient, we are drawing tetrahedral shape like this. If I want to calculate the vector sum, then what I will do is this V will have its resultant in this direction and this V will have its resultant exactly equal and opposite direction at an angle of 180 degree. You can see with my fingers. Okay, so that is why this molecule also does not have any dipole moment because it is symmetrical and all 4 hydrogens are same. Next molecule we are going to learn is PCl5. Phosphorus is the central atom, electronic configuration 2 and 5. Now 5 chlorine, so 5 bond pair, and 5 minus 5, 0 lone pair. Whenever I have this type of system, AB5 type of system, 3 atoms will be in one plane, making one trigonal planar, one atom up and one atom down. So the full geometry would be called trigonal bipyramidal. So my trigonal bipyramidal molecule would actually look somewhat like this, in which 3 atoms will be in one plane, one atom coming up and one atom going down. For convenience, you can draw it like this. This molecule is also symmetrical, but in this you have to remember that there are 2 type of bonds. One is which are in the plane, which these 3 atoms are making, and another 2 type of bond which are out of plane, up and down. Next molecule we are going to learn is sulfur hexafluoride. Sulfur central atom, atomic number 8, not 8, it is actually 18, but outer electronic configuration is 6. So 6 bond it will form with 6 fluorine, 6 bond pair, 0 lone pair. Hence it is AB6 type of molecule. So 4 bonds will be in one plane, making a kind of square, one up and one down. We can call this shape as square bipyramidal also. We can call it octahedral also. Now the question is, there are 7 atoms total, 1 sulfur and 6 fluorines, and it is having 6 bonds with fluorine. Then why it is called octahedral? Because if you join all the faces, I am trying to join with this blue color line. Now you can see there are 1, 2, 1 back, 3, 4 faces up. Same way 4 faces down. So 4 plus 4, 8. That is why it is also called octahedral molecule. Now let us learn about molecules in which central atom will have a lone pair. So let's take an example of ammonia. Ammonia will, nitrogen is the central atom. Its electronic configuration 2 and 5. Out of 5 electrons, 3 are being shared by hydrogen. So there are 3 bond pair. We don't have any problem in that. 2 electrons are left. 2 electrons means equal to 1 lone pair. I can write it as A, B3 number of bond pair and 1 lone pair, okay, as E. So total AB4 type of molecule, it should have a geometry which should be similar to AB4 type of molecule. Means actually it has to be a tetrahedral molecule like methane. But the trouble is that one of the atom is not there. Only 3 atoms are there because one central nitrogen, one hydrogen, hydrogen and hydrogen. Now if you see, this molecule is not planar. It is like a triangle, but it is not planar. It is little bit raised from the bottom. So that is why the shape of this molecule is trigonal pyramidal. Okay, next molecule we are going to try is water. Central atom oxygen, electronic configuration 2 and 6. 2 electrons shared with hydrogen, so 2 bond pairs, and 4 electrons are left. 4 electrons means 2 lone pair. I can write it like A, B2, E2. Again A, 2 plus 2, 4. It also should be tetrahedral. But again the trouble is that there are only 2 side atoms. Okay, another 2 are not even there. So I will remove these 2 blue lines, but I am left with a bent shape molecule. So this is the shape of water molecule. And since ammonia and water both are unsymmetrical molecule, there is unequal charge distribution, so they will have some permanent dipole moment. Next molecule we have is sulfur tetrafluoride. Central atom sulfur have electronic configuration 2, 8, 6. There are 6 electrons in outermost orbit, 4 are shared with fluorines. So 4 bond pairs and 1 lone pair. That means it should be AB4E type of molecule. AB4E means it should be AB5 type of molecule. Now AB5, if you remember, should be a trigonal bipyramidal type of molecule. Trigonal bipyramidal means 3 atoms should be in one plane, one up and one down. This was my trigonal bipyramidal. But now how many fluorines I am having? Only 4, right? So I am supposed to remove one atom from here. Okay, and now if you see the shape correctly, you guys have seen this in your parks. This is like a seesaw. This is the bottom of the seesaw, and here are what you sit. Means it looks like this. So the shape of the molecule is seesaw shape. Next is ClF3. It's an interhalogen compound. We'll write the electronic configuration of chlorine, that is 287. 7 electron in outermost orbit, 3 are shared with fluorine, so we are left with 2 lone pairs. Again the molecule has to be AB5 type of molecule. AB5 means again it should be trigonal bipyramidal, but again the same trouble, I don't even have 2 more atoms. In this case, while removing the atoms, we have to always pay attention. We will remove the planar atom first and the peripheral atom later, because planar atom, they repel each other. Okay, according to Vesper theory, lone pair repels least as compared to lone pair bond pair as compared to bond pair. Means the repulsion between lone pair and lone pair is more than lone pair bond pair, more than bond pair. So this is how the molecule will look like, ClF3, and it looks like a English alphabet T. So it's a T-shaped molecule. So that's all about Vesper theory. If you like our video, please press the like button, share and subscribe our channel for many more videos like this. Thank you for now.